Hello everyone, UK Bus Time Lapse is here, and today I'll be doing another custom route, which is my custom 39, which is basically just a loop around Walsall, an inner loop around Walsall town centre, mostly via the A4148. Now, if you've seen the community post, I did want to renumber it to 48, but I changed my mind and renumbered it back to 39 because that's just what I wanted to do, and I didn't. And basically, the only reason I announced it as a pinned comment, it's because for some reason YouTube does, when I edit a post on YouTube, for some reason I can't change the picture, and I really couldn't be bothered to remake the community post again. So that's why I just announced that I changed my mind about the route number as a pinned comment. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else to say for the intro. So without further ado, let's crack on with the route. So here we are at Walsall bus station, and we're now going to change to St Paul Street, as usual. So we're now on St Paul Street, and since this is mostly via the A4148, this one shouldn't really be too long, to be honest. But anyways, we're now on Wolverhampton Street. So doing the diagonal test. Yep, doesn't look too bad at all. Still on Wolverhampton Street. And when you see me up here, I would usually turn left and change to Pleck Road, or maybe not actually, I don't know. But anyway, this time we're gonna turn left and stay on this road. So it will mainly run through Littleton. So the structure of this route is that it will go through the A4148 through Broadway via Littleton, Broadway, Bescot and Pleck and Manor Hospital. We're now on Court Way, and yes, I'm doing the clockwise variant of this route, but yes, there will be an anti-clockwise variant too, which I plan to number 40. And just so you didn't really get what I meant by anti-clockwise variant, more specifically I meant that there will be an anti-clockwise version of this short circular route, because I'm doing the clockwise version right now and I will only show the clockwise version. We're now on Littleton Street East, and about the Sadler's Centre terminus, I would honestly like to transfer all of the routes starting at the Sadler's Centre to the bus station. So there will be no more bus routes starting at the Sadler's Centre. But that doesn't mean the terminus is being demolished and Bridgman Street will no longer be served by a bus route, because I basically plan to have this route. So because there will the Bridgman Street and the Sadler's Centre terminus will continue to be served by this short circular 39, which I'm doing right now. But yeah, back to the route. So we're now on Broadway North, and there's a Robinson's coach there, which I believe is a Mercedes-Benz Turismo. And there's Warhouse Road. Hold on. And there's Prince's Avenue there. And there's the Walsall Arboretum to the left of us. And there's Beacon Street. Still on Broadway. High North. Which is still part of the A4148, so we're still on the A4148, and there's Lincoln Road. Still on Broadway North. And there's Toby Cravery there. Still on Broadway North. Oh. Yep, still on Broadway North. And there's hold on, I think that's just another Broadway North there. But yeah, still on Broadway North. And there's Brookhouse Road. And there's the roundabout to the Long Birmingham Road on the A34. Or Walsall this way, and this way is towards the city known as Birmingham. Because Birmingham's one of the UK's biggest cities. As you know. But yeah. Still on Broadway. I'm pretty sure we're now on Broadway West. Oh no. Yep. Now on Broadway. Oh, we're on Broadway. So we're now on Broadway. And there's Magdalene Road. Woo. Still on Broadway. Wonder how long we're in already. Oh, only 8 minutes. Yep, this is definitely just a short ride. Because we're already 8 minutes in. And I'm pretty sure that's the Walsall campus there. Which works with University of Wolverhampton. And speaking of University of Wolverhampton, they actually had their own buses back then, and I really missed them, to be honest. I feel like they could have at least given their buses to Diamond or something. I think that would be better. Because they had a pretty interesting seat moquet, if you asked me. Because looking at it from the outside, it looked like a dark blue background with big and small white circles. It looked really interesting. So I feel like it would have been better if they were given to Diamond. Though I'm not really sure if they've I'm not really sure what happened to the buses, though, the University of Wolverhampton buses. We're now in the Bescot area, and we're now on Broadway West. And about the University of Wolverhampton buses, I think their entire fleet had the same bus, which was a Volvo Gemini Right Eclipse 3s. And to be honest, it's really hard to tell the difference between right straight deck and Volvo B70L Gemini right Eclipse 3 because they look very similar. But I don't know. But yeah. Still on Broadway West, and there's Bescott Retail Park just there. Still on Broadway West. But we're now on Wallows Lane. And there's the chase there's some train tracks underneath us. Glitch. You know, to be honest, I kind of keep forgetting about that glitch until it shows up one time. Yep. We're nearing the end of Wallows Lane now. And we're pretty much in the Pleck area now. So, we're now on Bescott Road, and we're pretty much making our way back up to Walsall Town now. Even though it's still quite a while before we reach the Manor Hospital, I guess. And I think that's the 39, like the currently existing 39 in behind us. Still on Bescott Road, and we are now on Old Pleck Road. Wait, actually, I think that was the 11, not the 39. But yeah, still on Old Pleck Road. Hold on, I think I just skipped ahead a bit, so don't mind if I go back a bit. Still on Old Pleck Road. And there's Prince Street. And we're now on Pleck Road. And there's a Ford cars shop. And there's Rolling Mill Street, and there's Ida Road, so we're kind of in the Allenwell area now. So we're pretty much getting close to the Manor Hospital now, which means we're pretty much nearly at the end of the route now. So we're now in the Manor Hospital boundaries. And there's a Walsall Community Transport bus there. Exiting the Manor Hospital now. And we're now on Moat Road. And there's Forester Street. And we are now on Bridgman Street. And there's Kingspan. And there's the Walsall Canal underneath us. And I think that's the little part that kind of cul-de-sacs at the Crown Wharf. still on Bridgman Street, and there's Charles Street. And there's Queen Street. And there's Navigation Street there. And there's Station Street. We're getting very close to the Sadler's Centre now. Still on Bridgman Street, and there's the Sadler's Centre service yard there. And there's Jerham Retail Park, which is kind of a ghost town if you ask me, because it doesn't have many shops and it only really has small business. And the only shops there are kind of small businesses. So this is pretty much just you. So I think this retail park is only used for, but I think the reason there's so many cars there, they're probably just using it for the car park rather than for the actual shops. But yeah, we're approaching the Sadler's Centre now, and there's the bus terminus for it. And continuing with the route now, even though we're pretty much nearly at the very end of it now. There's the Diamond bus there, and that's an ADL Enviro 200 MMC. And we are now on Karma Road. And if I sounded like I pronounced it wrong, Karma is a pretty funny area, to be honest, because even though it's spelt like Coldmore, it's actually pronounced as Karma for some reason. But yeah, exiting Karma Road now, I think, and is that the right way to go? Hold on. Need to zoom out a bit, and yep, going the right way. So we're now on Upper Hall Lane, and there's the Walsall Asda there. Wait, did that used to say something quarter? Yep, used to say St Matthew's Quarter, but yeah, we're now on Dudley Street. And we're now on Peel Street. And if you remember about me planning to remove the Sadler's terminus and relocating all the routes starting there to St Paul's bus station, this is pretty much the way. This is pretty much where they'll. Oh, sorry. Yeah, once again, this is pretty much where they'll rejoin their original routes. That's once again the route I just took from Upper Hall Lane, I think. This is the route they'll take to rejoin their original routes for the routes that started at the Sadler's Centre terminus, which are planned to relocate to St Paul's bus station. But yeah, continuing with the route, we're now on Bridge Street. So and we're back in Walsall town now. Pretty close to the end of the route already. Still on Bridge Street. And we're now on St Paul's Street. That's the bus station that's the bus station part for platforms A, B and C. And there's a Walsall Community Transport bus there. Still on St Paul's Street. And we're back at Walsall bus station now, where the route ends. So now that we're back, and so that's it for the route now. So without further ado, let's roll the outro. Oh. So guys, Hold on. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of me doing one of my custom routes, which is just the short Walsall Circular 39, which I just did, looping around Walsall town, mostly via the A4148. As usual, drop your opinions down in the comments. I can't wait to hear them. And as usual, peace out, and I will see you in another video. Goodbye everyone.